dude.
Okay.
So what's up? This is it, man. Welcome to the podcast. Green Tea Podcast. That's green dash tea podcast. And we're live. This is the first episode. My name is Hector, and I have my boy Brian. Brian.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? Sorry, I was just getting a little things ready. What's going on, guys? My name is Brian, and I have my partner Hector here. And welcome to Green Tea Podcast.
So since this is our first episode, it's gonna be very. What's the point of this podcast? Who are we? What's our background? Maybe also how do we know each other, and why we decided to start this whole thing. So, do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. Don't worry. Thank you for that nice introduction here. Well, one of the things that I want to say is start with my background. I was born in the United States, but I was raised in the Dominican Republic. I was raised in the capital. Came to the state once in my teenage years. And, I went to school here, college, and so forth. And during that time, during my adult life, that's when I met Hector. Me and Hector, we go way back. We go from, those fast food years. I want to reserve the name where we work.
No free promotion.
Yes, no free promotion. I want to reserve that name. But we met working at a fast food restaurant, actually. And it was just like, when you see someone the first time, we just click. And ever since then, we've been riding together. So, yeah. I don't know what else should I add to this. One of the things that I am into, I want to say, I don't know if you want to say like being something enthusiastic or something that we like to do, right? Free time that I like to do is just sport, snowboard, stuff like that. I'll leave it to you, Hector.
Let's say, for example, if I can ask you, if I was one of the audience and I can ask you a question, I'll ask, what motivated you to start this podcast?
One of the motivations, why? That's a good question, right? The why. So one of the reasons why I decided to do this podcast with you, actually, right? It's because I feel that in this podcast we will find not only for us, but for our audience, more knowledge and different topics that we're gonna go through this podcast, right? We're gonna dive into things that it's gonna be. We're gonna learn things from ourselves. We're gonna learn more about other things, how everything moved, the economy, everything, all the topics that we're gonna talk about. So the reason why I wanted to do this is just for self-learning, and with that, having an audience also wanting to learn with us, right? All learn together. I'm a person that likes to always be learning something new.
That's good. That's dope. That's cool.
That's
cool. I would say also, I'll start off with, like, since we're in the same topic, I'll start off with the idea of like why I maybe I wanted to start a podcast with you. It's because first of all, when we're hanging out, we're always talking, we're always keeping it real and like having cool conversations, and we're just like, let's turn it into a podcast.
That's true.
So it's like, all right, cool, let's jump doing that, and I feel like me and you have like similar beliefs, and like at least in like from the culture, from the background that we come from, like being Dominican, and what is our perspective from our own people, right? And I feel like pitching new ideas and see how we can maybe, I don't know, impact the community some way, somehow. Like, it doesn't even matter if it's like three people. If three people, if we can change three mindsets, that's a win. So
that is true.
if it's only just three people, then that's a win. So I'll say cool. So I'll say so yeah. My name is Hector. I was raised in DR for like about 10 years of my life. Then I came to the U.S. I was raised in New York. When I came from DR, I was in New York for a little bit. We were in Upper Manhattan, Washington Heights. Then we moved to the Bronx. It was cool. The Bronx is the Bronx. Right now, I wouldn't even want to touch the Bronx right now because. All right, let me stop.
That's another topic.
Yeah, that's a different
topic.
But I'm glad our parents chose to leave that place and go to, now we're in Jersey, and it was for the better. So I'm grateful for that decision. And in Jersey, this is where I did my high schooling, and then got into the work and did some college. For college, I went back to New York, but once I started the workforce, I was out of college, and then I actually, instead of pursuing what I went to college for, which is actually videography, I actually pursued Chipotle instead. Oh,
it's okay.
We'll beep that one. All right, cool. We're gonna do that one. Yeah, but we met at the restaurant that we used to work at. All right. So then, and then from there, I was kind of inspired by the whole team. Like, mind you, I didn't know Brian at that time, but during that process of getting to know him and the whole team that they had, it was just a group of young people like running a whole district of like restaurants. So I kind of found that very interesting. Like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like, you just have people my age running a whole little empire of restaurants. And I went in, and that's how we got to know each other, and then from there we started working.
So, like, I just want to ask you a question. Let's say, again, someone for the audience want to ask you that question. How do you find that being knowing that a bunch of because at that time we were 22, 23, right?
23, yeah.
How do you find that a group of younger people, how can they run such a good such restaurants, and and what impact that did to you, seeing that kids, I want to say not kids, but young adults your age were running those restaurants and districts?
I felt like when I got to see that, and I was just intrigued on the idea, like, wow, this is a lot of discipline, right? Like, there's a lot of discipline, there's a lot of good head on their shoulders. There's a lot of people that are after the same goal. There's everyone's on the same page. Everybody wants to do better. Everybody, it was just interesting how you didn't have like what I considered an adult back then. Like somebody that was like an old, like somebody that was much older,
over 30.
Yeah, right. Like I just found it interesting how there was nobody that was much older than us watching over us. It was like even the district manager was around our age, really. So it's like he was the one that was watching over us, and he was relatively around the same age as us. So that was very interesting. And then you got to see the impact, financially. You get inspired by that as well, and yeah, it was. I felt like this was this is the right circle that I was supposed to be in. So I'm at the right place at the right time. That's how I felt.
That is that is great to know. Okay. That's great to know.
Yeah, man. So what's like, let's say for example, if we starting this podcast, what is the biggest message you want the audience to get from you?
Well, great question. So one of the biggest messages that I feel that that I want to relate to the audience, to the people, to us, right? Even to you, is that self, just a message of self discovery. I want to say, I don't know if I said that right, but I want to say like, because in this journey we're gonna self discover ourselves, and with that, I want the audience to also be with us and discover it, like find with us new ways and discover how, I don't know, self discovery. I want to say learn about yourself, learn about the topics that we're going to talk about, right? If they have an opinion, write it on the comments. Let us know what you think, because I like to hear other people's opinions as well. And I want to see if the message, by people commenting, that's how I know the message is being across.
People will give you your opinion even if you don't ask.
Even if you don't ask, that's true.
That's coming. That's coming.
But that's the message I want to relate to people. Overall, sorry, I'm over talking, but it's just,
you good, bro.
I just want the audience to be open to learning and self discovery. That's all.
Bad. Yes. I'll say.
What about you? What do you think? What do you want? What do you want the audience to get from you?
I'll say maybe definitely like just share my perspective. Like I definitely truly feel that I'm not here saying like, oh, I am so unique and so different. I'm not saying that, but I definitely do think that there's a lot of people that are very alike. And maybe sharing my perspective can maybe shift something in someone's mind, shift the perspective and maybe just I don't know, maybe for their self-improvement, maybe they're just in the wrong circle and some way somehow they can just see a clip from us, maybe saying something that clicks to them. That'll be a unique moment. So hopefully, we can make some of those or not even, let me not even say clips, because it's actually like much bigger than that. Let's say, for example, like from where we come from, I truly feel that perspective is shut due to trauma, due to like how we were raised. It's actually very impressive when I see somebody like a Dominican, female or male, right? Do things that are out of the ordinary from where we come from, right? Like let's say, for example, what's this dude's name? Oh, here we go. Hold up. This dude, he plays baseball. What's his name? Ortiz? David Ortiz? David Ortiz, okay. Yes. David Ortiz, Dominican dude. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's a Hall of Famer, yeah. That's it.
That's pretty cool.
El Big Papi.
Yeah, not, like, that's just like one example, right? Like, but it's like, it's right in our aisles too, right? It's baseball, right? So it's like, but it's cool to, let's say, find, there's Dominicans that are like designers, right? There's a lot of Dominicans that carry themselves so much more different than what we are used to, like what we're used to seeing, at least, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like at least here in the U.S., I'll say. But
I get it.
But yeah, but I guess to round this up, like I guess what I want people to get from me is just shift the perspective, and not only shift the perspective, just to be open to perspective. Like, don't ever try to argue for right or wrong. There's never a right. There's never a wrong. You can only just be wrong and less wrong,
Yep. Just be open to listen. That's
Yeah.
Just be open to listen.
Yeah. And I think and yeah, we're rolling.
So one of the things that I wanted to ask you is like, what are the topics that we're gonna be including in this podcast that you're excited to talk about, right? Because we're gonna have different topics. Like I said, we would do some self discovery and beyond. But one of the topics, what are the topics that are you excited to go into, or what's the topic that we're gonna do in the podcast? I want you to share that.
I am big on mushrooms.
Okay.
So we're definitely,
straight up.
That's where, I'm big on psychedelic mushrooms.
Okay.
So I'm interested in that topic. Then I love cryptocurrencies, blockchain, I like tech, and human behavior, and then just like little weird things like like vibrations and like actual vibrations, like like how they look, the shape, sound, like like I'm interested on those topics, right? So it's
Oh,
like those are topics that I know, that I've studied and I know a little bit about, that I think that people will find,
find it
good
interesting.
value, yeah, in this information. So I think about those things, to share a couple of things on those topics. What about
Yes,
yourself?
yeah. So just to I want you guys to know that we will share different many topics here. We're gonna be able, like Hector explaining. We're gonna talk about psychedelics, what mushroom does. We're gonna be diving deep into finances, into with the crypto, the market, every single little thing, human behaviors. We want to be able to touch every topic. So when you come to the podcast, you're not just gonna listen to one topic. We're going to be broad, and we will try to make it as fun as possible, so you guys could be engaged and learn, and like Hector said, listen and have change, not a change of perspective, but be able to be like, let me let me find out do a little more of that research. So this is what we here. We want to, like I said, self discovery. We're going to discover every single little things of those topics that we were talking about. So we're happy to and thrilled to start that off. All right. I
Yes,
mean,
yes, it's been a long time coming.
and it's been
Yeah.
so. I want to say something to you. I want to ask you, Hector. Since when you wanted to do this podcast, like, or not since when? Let's talk about how long it took us to be prepared, right? To get us here. How do you like? How was that process?
I'll
How
say,
did you enjoy? Sorry, let me explain that
yeah,
question
yeah,
correctly. Did you enjoy that process? How that because how was it? Yeah, how was it?
I think in my opinion, I enjoyed the process of getting everything started, like off the ground, because like starting a project. I feel like starting any project really, and maybe I can now speak in behalf of this one, I guess, right? Like it does take a lot. It takes I'll say be consistent, because things can take time, right? But as long as you're consistent, like at least 1% better than yesterday, I think then you get things off the ground. And it's more like, how to delegate, because we don't all have just free time, right? Like we all have our own things to do, like we have work, and maybe people have kids or whatever, and it's hard to start things off the ground. It's actually interesting how, like, I was telling a lot of people that that hey, I'm starting a podcast or whatever, my boy, and then I've had so many people say, "Oh, I've been wanting to start a podcast," like, "Oh, I want to start a podcast," like I've been trying to start a podcast, and it's just like, okay, that's exactly. I'm sure they probably know why they haven't started it, because it takes a lot. It does. It's expensive, and we got lucky because it's like we got half of the things, like, but it takes expensive research. I mean, I'm sorry. It takes money, research, time, effort, all of that. So but we're here, man. So
Which is good. That's one of the things that, like you mentioned, I also share those things with a couple of friends of mine, and I shared to them that I was starting a podcast with one of my friends, and they were like, "Oh, dude, that's pretty cool. Can't wait for you guys to start a podcast and see your content and stuff like that." But like you were saying, this process has been good, right? Because it's like like you said, it's a like anything, right? When you start something from the ground, right? You had to love that. That's what we're doing right now, and I feel that it took us I want to say the right amount of time to start the podcast where we at right now. So, and I love the process that we went through, right? Coming up with idea, right? Coming up with a name, doing all those things, and that's the process that you gotta love. That's a process that not a lot of people see when you start
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing when you start a company, Same thing when you start anything, right? You have to grab a piece of paper and kind of like map out where you going. And that's what kind of we did, right? We map out everything we're going, and we did our research, and we decided to get, okay, what we're gonna get. Made a budget plan, right? Because you got to have a budget when you start something. So which was pretty cool, and a very good experience. And I just hope that
It was a good experience.
Yeah, I just hope that making this podcast and going forward in this podcast, and it's gonna be just amazing. I can't wait to deep down with you guys and go ahead and share all the new topics, different topics that we want. And also, don't be afraid on the comments, guys. You guys could go ahead, put a topic that you guys would like us to do a research on or whatever, and I'll be glad to go ahead and look into that, right? So make sure you comment us and let us know what do you guys think.
Questions, input,
Yeah,
anything, engagement.
Cool. Exactly, it's cool. So yeah, Hector, I know that like I was saying, we on starting on the podcast, what else do you what's the word? Oh man, it's just I'm in blank right now. I had the question, but it's like go ahead, I'll give it to you. I give it to you.
Cool. So you know what's interesting when you start a podcast and you have and you're using your phone to record?
What is it?
Don't put your notes on your phone.
No, why? Because it's like
I need my notes and it's on the phone. No, but yeah, it's it's interesting. The world we live in now, the whole social media, where the internet has taken us. Isn't it interesting how, like, I don't know if you guys probably have the same feeling, but how social media has always became its own thing. Like right now, I'm pretty sure I've never probably touched the subject with you guys, but isn't it the comment section right now like at the heat of its moment right now? Like the comment section, like don't you take the time to look at the comments and get a good laugh sometimes?
to be honest, I do.
Right? Now it's not even the video's funny alone. Yeah. You spend some time, and if the video's funny, the next thing you do is go to the comment section to look at like what's the best. I feel like when you're looking at the video, you see the top comment appear, right? And it's always like the funniest one or the most, everybody agrees to this one, and it just shows up, and it's like sometimes the funniest thing you've ever seen.
I have to agree with you because when I go on social media or like watch a video or even like watching any video, sometimes I go to the comments first because when I know what the video is about, I just go to the comments and just get a good laugh because people come up with some random shit.
It'd be funny.
Sorry, some random stuff that is like, it is true. It's hilarious, man.
It's funny how the comment section is really like, it's becoming its own thing. Like what I'm trying to say also, it's like, all right, when Facebook came out or MySpace or whatever, it was, for friends, you follow your friends. Or Instagram. Even when Instagram came out, you follow your friends. You like your friends' personal information, like, their personal life stuff that they post, right?
Correct.
Oh, this is cool. Da, da, da. It was more engaging like that. Friends, with friends. But now now it's more memes, like information, like you just see random things that you're following. Like it's less of a friend now and more of a
meme world.
Yeah,
everything they turned everything into a meme.
Like yeah. Honestly.
I'm gonna tell you something. Watch how we turn into a meme.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, because everything turns into a meme, like you said. But go ahead.
I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But
But
that happens to me a lot. I forget sometimes what was I saying when I was on that. That's horrible. I'm only 30. So what was I saying? To see if we were paying attention. I'm just kidding. I apologize.
No, we were talking about how the comments has become their own thing.
It's its own thing. Yeah. So it first started with the friends. You're following your friends. Now it's more informational. Like more like it's about the information that you're getting. Sharing. Memes. Quick little things, right? And now it's now the comment section. It's like I feel like it's his first time having its moment like that. But anyways,
I agree. Everyone now looks at the comment and comments. It's just that's his own thing. You have your second laugh after a video is the comments.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
Let's actually take little samples of what we're gonna talk about. What time is it?
Don't worry about it.
How much time? I'm just asking.
It's only 6:18, dude.
Yeah. Hey, it's a 1 hour. Yeah, you only get 1 hour, right? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, so let's say, for example, what is the richest topic that you would like to talk about here? So what is the one that it's like maybe your cup of tea? You're like, I
can't wait to talk about it. Like
yeah. You already know mine, but I'm asking you.
Well, mine, it would be one of my cup of tea. You know how I am when it comes to finance, right? Investing, finance, and all of that above. That I think that will be my cup of tea. I can't wait to talk about how to find out how to get better at investing, at dealing with your money, dealing with the economy that is right now. How can we navigate through this challenging times? I believe that a lot of people, wonder those questions, and people of our own age, I feel that we have it different than.
How old are you again?
I'm 30.
Okay.
But the millennials, millennials.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have it different than baby boomers. So we always asking ourselves, like, for example, I'll give you a quick example, like how the hell us millennials. How the hell are we gonna be able to afford a house at this moment? So I want to dive into also learning from myself, and if I'm able to get my audience to also, from my research, to learn something, right? And how can we do something like the American dream that everyone wants, right? A house, right? Mm-hmm. That, things like that. So I can't wait to
I like that topic.
Yeah, I can't wait to dive in into knowing the economy. How can we navigate us as a millennials in this damn age, and how can we better ourselves, not only economically, but also work wise, right? Mm-hmm. You want to. Some people want to follow, they love what they do at their job, and they want to get better. How can we do that in a busy life, in a very distracted generation that we are, right? Because right, you all the time you're like on Facebook, TikTok, or all the social media, Instagram,
which we really appreciate if you guys follow us on.
Definitely follow us, but it's cool that you're able to go on social media and kind of navigate for a little bit, but because that's where you engage with other people, friends, and family, right? But when you see yourself scrolling too much for like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, you could have you could have just took that hour, right, to learn something new, to figure out how how to invest, because a lot of people still don't know how to invest, right? Like they're scared of investing money either in crypto, right, or in the stock market, and you have to be you can't be afraid, because it's knowingly know that the way for everyone, even to myself, to generate wealth, it's being actively investing, right, into those vehicles. So that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about to talk about the economy. How can we millennials could afford a house?
And $500,000 for a house now, Jesus.
And how can we,
help.
Help me. For real, help me. So that I'm excited to talk about those topics.
Okay.
It's excited.
Nice, nice. I like the ones, you know me, man. You know where I'm
Yeah.
going.
What's the number one topic that you're excited that you're
Shrooms. Shrooms.
you want to
I
you
like
say
shrooms. I love shrooms.
when you say shrooms?
You know, I told my dad I did shrooms.
I'm pretty sure the look that you're like,
No,
what?
no. It was very casual. I told him. I was just like, oh yeah, I do. You know, like I do shrooms. You know, da da da. Like, oh yeah, I do shrooms. You know, a little bit. Da da da. And it was just like having a regular conversation. So that was awesome.
Just to point that out, his dad is Dominican, so it's like,
Yeah,
you know,
no.
for a Dominican culture to hear that, it's like, what?
That was hilarious.
But when you say shrooms, it's more of a also like if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
it's also knowing psychedelics, I think,
Psychedelic
right?
shrooms.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. What's behind that, right?
Yes.
And
So-
how can come to like? Can you explain a little bit? Like,
Yes. So I'm gonna just give you a little bit of that because
Just a
I
little
would
bit.
love to do some more research for that episode and like really, like unpack. But I would like to say that it is a life-changing experience. Like it is a life-changing experience. I'm not here to push drugs. I'm not here to push you to do any of that. But it is one of the topics that I feel strongly about, where it has changed my life, right, and in different ways, giving you just a different perspective, being open-minded. If you have ever, part of the reason why it's actually a big topic for me is because like mental health. Mental health is a huge topic for me, and having the psychedelics experience can help with whatever you're dealing in your head. You know, we have very busy lives.
Yes.
We have a lot of problems. This structure was built around us for us to, just play the game. We are just a piece of this big, gigantic structure that they've built. So it's just like it is important you as a human to be connected naturally to your actual roots of like, as a human being, you're not supposed to always be busy. You're not always supposed to be go, 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 go. No, sometimes you should take some time alone, right? As a human being, think about you not ever, receiving love or something like that. Like those kind of impacts, right? Like there's people that actually live like that, right? So those are like, things that can like, cause traumas and, things of that nature. Those are the mechanics of your brain. So the reason why I'm so interested on psychedelics is because it's literally directly linked to your brain. And you just get really, there's a lot of people that say like, oh, you got a bad experience doing shrooms. You can have a negative experience, or some people love the positive experience, but I've done shrooms plenty of times, and I feel like I've had quote unquote those bad experiences, but I don't think it was a bad experience. I just thought it was very direct, like
Okay.
it was almost like, okay, whatever it is that you're hiding from or whatever is right on your face, and some people will have a bad experience with that, so I understand. But psychedelic shrooms just helps your brain get rewired in a different way that you wouldn't understand unless you do it. Like I cannot talk to you about how you feel or what or how does it change you. You have to actually experience it. But, that's just a little bit about what I like.
one of the things that you said, and it's pretty, it resonates. I mean, it's like something that it can be catch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you said mental health. Mental health is it's a topic, very sensitive topic to talk about, and I like that you brought that up, that we're going to be able to speak and do our and talk about that, how psychedelics could help people, right? Because that's something that I feel like America, it's dealing a lot with a lot of mental health, right?
Oh, what?
Like
All
you
time
said,
high.
Yeah.
All time high.
And like you said,
$500,000 for a house. That'll cause you some mental health.
Yeah. But it's true, you have to like you said, we as human beings, it's not always go, go, go. And I feel that topic will be so great to talk about, because I feel that our generation understand that. You know, that it's not all about go, go, go. It's also about living your life, being able to, work life balance. And that's a good topic to talk about, because one thing was interesting. It's like when that great, I don't want to say the great depression. It was the great resignation when it happens, when a lot of people decided to quit their jobs, right? Because they wanted to have a life balance. They wanted to be able to have, rest their mental and have that mental health week. And I see that a lot of baby boomers, they're like, oh my God, this new generation, they're just lazy. They just need to get up and go, 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 go. And the world has changed.
Time
changed. Yeah, it's not the same. So, and there's studies there is that people who perform better in their jobs at anything, they have to take that time to themselves to reflect, to get their mental straight, to keep going with the things in life. But like you said, I like that. I can't wait to talk to that topic. I have a lot of questions for you when that topic comes in. Yeah.
Not to cut you off,
No,
but
go ahead.
I want to share that I experienced anxiety myself, and that's not a joke. Anxiety, it is not a joke. It literally just takes over your brain, and just you almost lose touch with reality. I thought I was going crazy for experiencing something like this. I thought I was alone, but then I started to talk about the experiences that I'm having with people, and that actually helped me, detach from those fears or whatever that was. And it just almost like regrounded me every time I do that. It was very it was just interesting to see that it's like, oh, so other people go through this. Oh, not only other people, a lot of people go through this.
Yes.
So it must be a human thing. It must be a human thing. It's a human experience.
And I want to say that definitely, I believe. Thank you for bringing that up too. We should also have that topic, because I feel like a lot of people are not aware of that. They take that for granted. Anxiety. They're like, oh, what is that? It's just, the anxiety, depression, all that. These things are real. And it's one of the things that we're going to talk about in this podcast. And I would like to you, Hector, to share your experience in one of those episodes that we're going to be sharing, and how you came by and deal with that. So people could be aware, to bring more awareness to
So basically, like how I dealt with, like what helped me,
what helped you exactly, and all that. So we're gonna dive into that in another in another episode where you 100%. Could go ahead and
shoot.
Those
were not the days.
Bring everything up, and everyone could see, and we just want to bring awareness, like we said, and for me to learn, right? Because I don't know, and that would be a fantastic episode.
Cool. Yeah, for sure.
Woo. Thank you for sharing that with us. And
what time is it?
Like I said,
I'm gonna be known for that here.
So it's only 6:31.
Okay. All right. So almost an hour.
Yeah,
like 10 more minutes.
So, like I said, but thank you guys for being in here in the first episode. It's gonna be a short episode, so thank you. Just don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, and also follow us on Instagram. Following our Instagram, Green Tea Podcast. We will leave the Instagram below and all of that social media. Just make sure that you follow, subscribe, and so you could guys be aware of every episode that we're going to be launching every single week for you guys. I don't know if you want to wrap it up now, Hector, or anything else.
I'm good. I just want to make sure we stay on track.
No, let's
but we good.
No, we could wrap it up. And anything else that you want to say?
Biden has to go. That's it.
That's a good thing too. We will be talking about a little bit of politics. I know. Yeah. I'm neutral. I just want to learn with you guys and the audience. I want to learn with you guys, just as you know. We're gonna learn about the politics and how everything affects.
If you don't like learning, then we're just big yawners for you guys. Honestly.
Aww.
Yeah, because
All right,
man.
guys. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and see you guys soon. Peace.
That's it. Yeah. Right. That show's fire.
But we could.
Show's fire. Right?
Yeah, we can still do one more episode.
One right now.
Yeah. Stop it. Stop everything. Let's see first. Huh?